Good afternoon, guys. Dr. Ken Nordberg here again. I got something different to talk to you about today. Kind of serious. In the last few days, because of the mass shootings across our country, things have started to change. YouTube has more stringent limitations into what can be said or shown on YouTube. What this means is that from here on, many of the subjects I was intending to introduce on my YouTube hunting seminars in the future, I won't be able to do. Things like how to properly shoot a deer, or how to recover a deer, or how to field dress a deer. That's a real no-no. Or how to care for your venison in the field. Oh, can't have that either. Like parts of guns can't be shown. Can't be talking about shooting things with it. So it's going to be a little tough. And you know, that's important because there's certain things like skillful, no waste, humane whitetail hunting, fair chase whitetail hunting. How do you complete everything you need to know about those things without talking about those subjects I just mentioned? Kind of hard to do. Yet, as you're probably starting to guess, I can talk for days, maybe a month, about whitetails and whitetail hunting without repeating the subject. After all the research I've done beginning in the 1960s with wild whitetails and gray wolves, I'm not talking about hunting gray wolves, but they've had an enormous effect on what we learned, and black bears, I've got a lot to teach about things that almost no hunter has ever heard about. All new. With this, I've been upgrading archaic beliefs about whitetail habits and behavior in the rut, and introducing a great number of much improved hunting methods, good enough to be able to take with older bucks season after season. And so, all those years it's been fun for me. And when I started writing magazine articles back in 1980, since then I've written, it must be around 1,000 of them now on whitetails and whitetail hunting. And I've never repeated more than maybe 4 of those in all these years. I've had my own column in Midwest Outdoors, Dr. Nordberg on deer hunting for 30 years. I'm an old-timer outdoor writer because I have so much to talk about that's scientifically based and the absolute truth that nobody else can do because they haven't done that kind of research. But I've done it, so I've been lucky that way. And I started at a time that made it fairly easy. It's a lot harder to do that kind of research today. Now, there's some problems with all that. In this day and age, lots of things are lining up to make whitetail hunting more difficult than it used to be. Like, for example, nowadays there is less public land, deer hunting land in the country, especially along the East Coast, up and down there. There are persistent, overabundant deer in areas in almost every state where whitetails live in the United States today for several reasons, but we haven't been able to address that very well. And maybe we can't because of posted lands and things like that. Well, then also, there's other problems like lots of laws that we need, like delisting wolves to help the deer. I've been hanging fire in Washington for years because our politicians just can't seem to pass laws that are needed to improve game management. It's starting to, we have to keep putting up with these things, bad things that just keep going on and on because of that. We have chronic wasting disease out there without any cure as yet. And that's having an effect on what people are thinking about and doing as whitetail hunters. We have global warming, like I mentioned last time I talked to you about, how it's starting to affect customs of the whitetail hunt and our hunting success, making it harder to be successful hunters. Anyway, there's lots of things like this out there, and it's making it more difficult. Now, add that up with the fact that, unlike many years ago, most deer hunters in America were rural hunters who spent a lot of time out in the wilds where whitetail live. Today, most of us, there's 15 million of us, most of us are city dwellers who don't spend a lot of time in the woods, in the area where we hunt whitetails. And that's a real disadvantage. I spend a lot of time. That makes a lot of difference because I can practically walk anywhere in a 10 square mile area where I hunt blindfolded and know where I am. That takes a lot of experience. And I know where all these doe and buck ranges are and things like that. But most of you don't know that, and you don't know how to do it. It's when I started doing this thing, and I started getting a lot of letters from hunters all over the world, all over the world, Scandinavian countries and even South Korea. But anyway, they have whitetails there. Anyway, there's such great letters and people, but I'm learning that, boy, there's a lot of hunters that don't know an awful lot about whitetails. And what they know is wrong. This old myths still hanging in there that make it more difficult to hunt whitetails. So I feel like because I was able to do all this thing, I'm obligated to keep producing good quality instruction about whitetails and their habits of behavior, range, utilization, things like that. And all these 6 hunting methods that I've been introducing that will enable you to take even the oldest bucks year after year. So I have to keep doing that no matter what, even though I can't do everything I'd like to do. And what that means is certain subjects like the ones I mentioned are not ever going to be in my YouTube presentations. So, but even like my magazine article, I'm limited to so many words for an article, and I'm limited to so many minutes for this. I can't get it all in there anyway. The final source of all the information you need from now on, the things I can't cover are going to be my books, my Whitetail Hunters Almanacs, that series, culminating with my 10th edition, which I just published this past summer, and in iBook or ebook and paperback form, and my 5th edition of my latest bear book, entitled Do-It-Yourself Black Bear Baiting and Hunting. That's the ultimate source for bear hunting. And my blogs, which aren't necessarily short, some of them are a little longer, but look for my blogs. I have tips in there, 2-3 times a week that are good tips. I don't mess around with that. They're going to be good ones. And then I've got a number of DVDs that are associated with my books and bear hunting, deer and bear hunting. So that's the only place you're going to find everything. So keep that in mind. These things are going to help you, sure, but not everything. Now, because when I got this letter from YouTube a couple of days ago, I thought, oh my, I can't talk about guns. I can't talk about field trips. There's a lot of things I can't talk about. How in the world am I going to provide a complete education that today's hunters need? And we need that because it's much harder to take deer nowadays. We're the best outfitted hunters in the world have ever known. But we can't take near as many deer as hunters did back in the 40s and 50s, early 60s. Boy, that was bonanza hunting back there. When the doe and estrus lure sets came out for about 10 years, they were fantastic. And tree stands, holy man, deer they never even looked up in the tree, they walked right there, you could almost touch them. For you guys that never hunted in that time, you probably can't believe that's true, but it is, it's true. And it made my early studies much easier and better, you know. But anyway, so you need this. And there's some reasons why, you know. These are important. It's not just for your own enjoyment of hunting, tenting out in the woods in the area you hunt, that's half the fun for me. It's not just for that. You know, it's our obligation, as for us 15 million devoted volunteers, to keep doing a good job of reducing deer numbers every fall, you know, and early winter by about 50% to prevent starvation, mass starvation of deer in winter. You see, there's no place in this country today that has enough winter food to support all the deer that are in our wilds about September 1st. All the new fawns and yearlings and British. You can't, there isn't enough food there for all of them. Wild food. And so it's been our job ever since about 1933 to play an important role in management of whitetails. It's our job to get rid of the excessive numbers of deer so the remaining survivors can be healthy and flourish during the following year. But whitetails can double the number every year. And without hunting, which I shudder to think could ever happen, within a year or so, there would be millions of whitetails dying of starvation in our forests. The most cruelest thing that can happen, you know, that's kind of ironic because most people who are anti-hunters don't think of that. They don't know about that. They get really furious if they find horses and cattle and dogs and cats that are overabundant in somebody's land and they're all suffering from malnutrition because they don't have them. That guy should be in jail, all this kind of thing. But they don't think 1 minute about if you ban hunting, they in turn will be responsible for millions of deer dying in winter. We can't let that happen. It just can't happen. That's one thing. There's other reasons, like for example, you know, we're doing good things, you know, when we hunt deer, we make use of a renewable wild food, mainly venison, year after year. That's fine. We enjoy our venison. We learn how to do it, how to do everything properly, so we always have really good venison. But that's one thing. But even more important, wow, in all this, all we do in hunting, all the things we buy, we provide funds that pay for the protection and management of not only game animals like white-tailed deer, but non-game animals and their habitat from coast to coast across the United States. What would happen if that money was no longer there? Wouldn't that be awful? Those are important things. Now, what that means also, you know, like I mentioned before, because it's harder now, we need new and better instruction for hunting. I needed it. Boy, when I started my research, I was a real babe in the woods out there and believed things that just weren't true. It was really amazing when I started learning. Boy, what whitetails believe, what people believe about whitetails, about this thing, that's not true at all, not even close. And no wonder they have a hard time trying to figure out where they are. So anyway, we need that kind of instruction, because today we got to be better hunters than hunters were 20, 30, 50 years ago. We have to be better. And so I am going to keep trying to do my best to help you be better hunters. And I will. I'm more successful, and you're going to enjoy your hunting much better anyway. But keep in mind now, we might have to keep after our politicians to not make serious mistakes about what to do with these terrible people that commit all this tragic mayhem in our country today. That's got to stop somehow. We have to hope someday somebody is going to come up with, it'll have to be a compromise probably, to end all this. I'm not sure what they have in mind today is going to be a lot of help. I think there's going to have to be more. And I don't even talk about what we might have to do. But keep that in mind. But never let them destroy our 300-year-long heritage of deer hunting. Don't let them do that. That would be so bad. So become the best hunter you can be. Learn to be very safe and accurate with your firearms, and use them with good sense, morally right, ethical, all that kind of law-abiding. Become the most respected citizen of the United States possible, so nobody can ever find fault with what we do. Never find shudder to think, here goes a whole bunch of guys out in the woods with these rifles, and maybe imagine we're as dangerous as anybody in that field. Isn't that way? Oh, you and I know that, but people don't know that. We want people to get used to that. We are really good, safe, logical, perfect hunters, nothing to worry about. And we're doing our job to manage whitetails, and it's important. We don't want to ever lose that. So keep that in mind. So think about that. And I want to talk to you about it. I want you to know this and be serious about it. And then knowing this, now you can talk to your buddies about it. And you can sit around and hope and pray, and maybe even have some influence in the future on how things are going to end up. Thanks for watching, guys, and good luck this fall, too. Okay? We'll see you again soon.